Hello, pre-calculus class. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how I felt everything was going. And I feel like the test was a little bit hard. And I feel that the chapter 14 material went really well. The stuff on like the law of sines and law of cosines and stuff like that. People seem to get those really well. It was mostly the chapter 13 stuff, which was kind of tricky still. And so what my plan was, so some people did really well in the test actually, and some people didn't, was to straddle in a little bit of sort of extra credit throughout the next coming weeks that would offer a little bit of sprinkled continuous practice with some of that stuff. And I'll try to give out a few more videos and guidelines for that and not make it overwhelming, I think, as this test probably was. So we'll try to manage that a little bit better. The big thing about that is I want you to really see that every test, quiz, homework is really just a chance to increase your understanding of mathematics and to move forward with it. And I really feel like I want to be understanding and forgiving with this situation, yet I still want to challenge you, which is a really hard line to balance. I really am very hopeful. All of you guys are very bright that AP Calculus can be a success next year. And I feel that I still want to challenge you as best as I can. And it's tricky, obviously, given the circumstances. But I also feel like I have more options now, which is, I can be more understanding and forgiving in different situations. So one of the ways I was going to adjust for the test, the difficulty of it, was to do a rescaling of it. And the rescaling would basically push you, let's say your distance to 100 is let's say, I don't know, let's say you got a 20 on the test. So your distance to 100 is 80, then I would push that to 40. Okay, so everybody, as far as you are from 100, I'm going to push you half that distance. So that should make up for a lot of it. And then because I want you to be incentivized to continue to grow and complete your understanding and so forth, I will sprinkle in some extra practice from some of the chapter 13 ideas and just make that very moderate amount of practice for those things. So anyway, I think we can continue to do well. I'm honored to teach you in this situation because I realize it's such a trying time, and in whatever little way, I feel like, it sounds kind of funny, but to some extent, I think keeping consistency in our lives is so important. And, to whatever extent I can be a part of your growth at this time, I definitely want to help with that. So not to underscore that we aren't going through like a million different things, and I get that at so many levels. I probably don't understand the full extent of, all of your mindsets and what's going through your heads at this point. Obviously, I can only impart what's going through my head, which is a lot. I mean, sometimes I read a story in the paper, and I'm crying because, of a family situation and so forth with what they're going through. And, obviously it's difficult to think long-term, I think, at this point about many of the difficult things that we're facing at this point. So anyway, I want to encourage you to keep moving forward, give every homework assignment, every quiz opportunity, give it a new chance, push the reset button. Don't worry if things didn't go well before. If you really, step up to the plate and show me your best effort, I really feel like I will acknowledge that. So I encourage you to just, keep moving along, keep trying to learn. Obviously, I'm in the same boat. It's really hard for me to figure out, exactly, how much to challenge you, how much to give you, all of those things as well. So this week, what we're going to do is we're going to move forward and we're going to do an exercise with Pascal's triangle and learning about that and how that can help you expand binomials to powers. And we're also going to move forward into doing sequences, and we'll talk about arithmetic and geometric sequences and do some interesting exercises with those. So The thing that I would like to do moving forward, though, is not to just kind of give you the straight up, you kind of do the homework and you get the completion grade. I feel like it worked for a while. I think that was okay, but I feel like I need to push you a little more to giving every assignment, since there's fewer of them, really deliberate consideration. And so what I would like to do is move more of those regular assignments to the quiz category, which weights them a little higher, but I think also incentivizes you to really put a deep amount of thoughtfulness into them. Now with that, I also plan to, if one doesn't go well, I feel like I'll give you maybe an opportunity to redo it, or, do something so that, you have lots of opportunities there. But I also want to be sure you're motivated to put the right amount of work into things. And the other thing I want to do is I definitely want to give people second chances, but I feel that, people that really excelled with things the first time, I'm going to definitely honor that. So for instance, what I might do is, people that did really well in a quiz the first time, I will take, the lowest score of those. And then, if people want to redo it a second time, they can boost their score, say up to whatever the lowest score of, the people that did well the first time, that sort of thing. So that it kind of honors the very hard work that people put forth in that situation, but also gives other people a chance if things really went badly to scoot things up. So I really want to balance that line of honoring your hard work, yet also giving people second chances when things didn't work out so well for whatever reason. So given that, I feel that, I'm really excited to move forward. There's not very many weeks left. So it's important that, we make the most meaningful experience of what is left. So I grab the reins by the horn, or whatever that expression is, and just be motivated about, your last few weeks with this, which I know is really hard. I know you'd have to dig down deep to, really get that motivation out. But I also feel like it's a neat time to be kind of introspective, because there's not really as much to focus on. So I really feel like it sounds kind of silly, but it is a time where you can really immerse yourself in your studies, because, I feel like there's really just not much else to do. I know there's family responsibilities and other things, but on the other hand, to whatever extent you can, I really do think it's a unique opportunity as well. So, all right, given that, I'm excited for this week. I'm excited to hear from you guys. I'm always excited to get assignments and work. I know that sounds silly, but I'm really excited whenever I see something pop up. So keep sending me stuff. Keep sending me emails. I'm always excited when I get those. And I wish you the best week.